Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief with me, Rolene Marks, bringing you the top stories from Israel and surrounds every day, Monday to Thursday, from our lockdown locale right here in Modi'in, which is halfway between Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. And just a reminder that this brief is proudly brought to you by Lay of the Land. And if you don't want to view it on this platform, or if you want to view it on YouTube as well, you can. All you have to do is look for the Israel Brief on YouTube and click on the big red subscribe button. But let's get into those top stories because, hey, that's why you're here. And of course, we're leading with the top two stories of the day, and one is COVID-19, and Israel maintains its world lead in the amount of people that have been vaccinated per capita. To date, Israel has vaccinated over 650,000 citizens, and yesterday a record 152,000 of Israeli citizens received their COVID-19 jabby, and we are expecting more deliveries of COVID-19 vaccines within the next couple of weeks. But this is still happening while Israel is in its third lockdown and the numbers are high. However, we have managed to vaccinate much more than the entire amount of people who have been infected with the COVID-19 virus. So a huge achievement for Israel, and we hope that we can maintain this momentum. And another story which is gathering momentum is our road to the elections. And last night, two major addresses, one from Tel Aviv Mayor Ron Huldai, who has announced his entry into politics with the starting of a new party. The new party is called The Israelis, and he says it is center-left, and this is in direct opposition to the new parties that have been formed by Gideon Sa'ar with his New Hope, and Hayamina HaChadash, which was formed by Naftali Bennett several elections ago. I mean, can you believe it? 4 elections in 2 years. It's uncanny. But is Gantz going to be challenged by Huldai for the new man on the block to get rid of Netanyahu? This is what Huldai says. Huldai says that the point of him getting into politics is to push out the PM. However, we also heard from chairman of the Blue and White Party, Benny Gantz, who despite several defections from his party to other parties, including Avi Nissenkorn, who has joined Huldai's party, and Michal Kotler-Wunsch yesterday, who announced that she will be leaving the party, and it is rumored that Gabi Ashkenazi may be leaving politics. He is the number 2 on the blue and white list. He currently serves as our foreign minister, a greatly respected man, but rumor has it that he could be stepping down and leaving politics altogether. Nevertheless, Gantz announced last night on television that the blue and white will run in the next elections and that he will continue to fight. And he took a few zaps at Yair Lapid and the Yesh Atid party, saying while you were protesting, he was safeguarding the judiciary. So it's a 4th election, but no less exciting. And just when you think that Israel has election fatigue, we've woken up and found our enthusiasm yet again. And another story we are finding great enthusiasm is the continuation of normalizations. Now, yesterday, the Jerusalem Post published an article where they speculated that normalization could take place between Israel and Saudi Arabia within the next year. They initially said within the next couple of days. However, we only have 1.5 more days left of 2020. So could we see ties normalize in the new year? One hopes so. A lot of rumors saying maybe Indonesia will be next, and some even speculating that Pakistan could be entering the ever-widening circle of friendship. However, Imran Khan, Pakistan's Prime Minister, has said an emphatic no. Meanwhile, a delegation arrived in Israel from Morocco to reopen the liaison office in Tel Aviv, and yesterday there was a memorandum of understanding signed to increase trade between the two countries, and it is estimated that trade between Morocco and Israel could reach at least $500 million per year, which goes to show everybody peace is not only good, it's highly lucrative as well. Meanwhile, we've heard from Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh, who has called normalization a political sin. However, he has said that they will not enter into any conflict with Arab countries that are establishing ties with Israel. Very interesting statement, but we're not going to speculate too much into it. And our final story, while we're talking about normalization and we're talking about bilateral ties, the country of Croatia was hit by an earthquake which measured 6.4 on the Richter scale, and there was a secondary quake just 20 kilometers south of the capital, Zagreb. 6 people have been killed and 20 have been injured, but Israel has offered immediate aid, saying that Croatia is a close friend of ours and we stand shoulder to shoulder, and when there are friends in need, we will be a friend indeed. And this is not the first time that Israel has offered humanitarian assistance to another country. Israel is normally the first country to offer humanitarian assistance in any kind of natural or other disaster, including countries that we don't have formal diplomatic ties with. However, Croatia is a good friend of ours, and we will be helping our friends recover there indeed. So those are the top stories making headlines. But don't forget, while you're in lockdown or just looking for something good to read, don't forget to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. There will be an article posted by the lovely Justine Friedman. Don't forget, we are also on Facebook at Lottel's site, and we are steadily growing and would love you to join us. So if you can, please give us a like or a follow. And don't be scared to comment in the comment section below our posts. We love to interact with you. And while we're doing that, we're also on Twitter, where you can follow us at Lay of the Land with the digit 5. That's Lay of the Land 5. And we know that many of you will be subscribing to our YouTube channel. It really helps us get news out to people who may not get their news from Israel, and it goes a long way. So from our lockdown locale here in Modi'in, the city of the Maccabees, I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief, and we'll chat again tomorrow.